Hey, what is up YouTube? It is Matty, and I've got a brand new series for you, something to sink our teeth into. It is how to 3-star in Clan Wars. So I've done lots of videos previously about Clan Wars, about specific army strategies, learning Lavaloon, 3-starring with hogs, emphatic Clan War overview recap videos. I'm still going to be doing the recaps, but what I've decided to do is sort of amalgamate the learning and how-tos and that sort of thing into one sort of main series, one predominant resource for me explaining as in depth as I can the different raiding strategies and basically just going through how to 3-star bases. Now, there's quite a few strategies it's going to involve, and it's going to, I suppose, the series is going to move with the trends. I don't know why my screen's gone weird. Let me see if I can sort that out. Yeah, the series is going to move with the trends of Clash of Clans. That's the idea. Sorry, my screen's been really laggy. Okay, I sorted itself. Don't worry. Yeah, the series is going to follow the trends of Clash of Clans, and as new strategies evolve, as new deployment methods come about or become widely known, we'll explore them and I'll do videos on them, and it'll all become part of this series. So it'll be the way in which I sort of, as I said, bring everything together. Now, the first raid I'm going to show, and what I'm also going to do is do a top 5 sort of thing. So I'm basically going to do 5 videos per episode, I think, and go through the attacks that I thought were best from the war, to best highlight different strategies, or to best fit in with this series and that I can explain and go through. So the first raid is by the Holy, and yes, you don't need to double take the army comp. It's a new strategy on the block that's called I think this is how you pronounce it, Jihiho. The idea being he's going to have giants in his CC, so he's got a total of 10 giants, and what you do, instead of bringing golems to tank into the core and that sort of thing to get your heroes in, you use giants but with 3 healers to guide them in. So you can see here the giants are all going down now, and the 3 healers directly behind them. The giants, you use a lot of heal spells and rage spells. Heal spells for the hogs as well, because it's predominantly a hog attack. So the best way to think of it is like an upgraded sort of go ho really, because with the giants being healed, a couple of the healers will die, but by the time the giants have gotten and taken the first air defense down, the mission's got a lot easier. You can see the king and the queen are going in, and I like the way he sends the hogs in to try and target the air defense to stop it killing the healer, which it actually did just in time. And now moving around the base, the hogs are going to circle round. The queen's just about stayed alive, but the giants, they're just tanking. The healers are just healing everything that they can, and if you look, the giants are starting to break into the core now, and because they actually do damage, unlike golems, they actually add to bringing up, taking the defenses down and bringing it for a 3-star. The hogs have pretty much sat and healed the entire raid and have been free to run havoc around the base. And yeah, it's just worked. It just works very well. Now, the queen did die, the king did die as well, unfortunately. What's interesting here is that the hogs are going to be the cleanup for the most part. The giants end up killing the king when after they destroy the wall. They turn around and fight the king down, and he dies actually pretty quickly. And then he's got a couple of wizards around, and then but if you can get your hero to survive with this strategy, it means that they're going to come out the raid full health, which is pretty good. But yeah, I try to think of this, and I haven't tried it personally, so it's a little bit difficult. So as I learn more, I'll do more coverage on this sort of strategy. But the clan haven't started adapting it fully yet. Some people have tried it and been successful. Some people have failed. But what you have to do is try and keep the healers alive by working the hog pathing to take down the air. the air defences. While, I mean, you can tank the first one, but you need to try and get the air defences gone so that your healers can stay alive and do their job and do what they do best. And the raid is basically full of heal. So thank you to the Holy for bringing something new to the party. It's always good to see. So the next raid I'm going to show was by Chase. Now, the last time Chase was on my channel, it was him failing on my base. Sorry to point to that fact again. But look at the scouting he's done on this base. So I mean, it's obvious if you think about it, where the giant bombs are. They're by the wizard tower. But he's realised if he takes down that first defence and then throws a hog in each side, he's able to eliminate all the giant bombs in the base and get the CC pull. I mean, that is awesome. So it's a go-ho attack. You use a kill squad. I mean, the how-to for this, you use a kill squad to take down the CC. You've got to pull the CC, and you've got to either eliminate or path around the giant bombs. So in this raid, he's been able to completely detonate them, which was very easy, and it's a really bad base design. But the point is clear. If you can eliminate giant bombs, your raid just became 10 times easier. So he's using the golem to sort of tank while his king and queen go in, kill the enemy queen. That's all it needs to go down. And then the hog deployment, it really didn't matter that much because the giant bomb threat's gone. And look how he throws a few hogs in on the. I assume he was trying to eliminate a spring trap there. That's the only reason I could, because of just the obvious spot for where one would be. That's the only reason I could think he sent that extra hog down the bottom. But the hogs have split, which happens now and then. But just very nicely placed heal spells to keep the hogs alive. And yeah, going to result in an absolute sort of overkill raid, really. King is chasing down the skeletons, I think, so he's just running through the base like a madman. But the hogs are going to kill the skellies, and as soon as the kings broke the wall, he's going to turn around and start killing the defences because it's pointless. Anyway, this sort of raid really does boil down, and the reason why this particular raid was so successful is because giant bombs eliminated, queen was an easy kill, so all he had to do was keep his hogs under heal to be able to get the 3-star. So very nice attack again by Chase. Welcome to Emphatic Elite. You've already broke, well, yeah, popped your cherry, one for a better phrase. Right, going on to the next attack is with Exliv. So this is a hog attack again, so I'm going to reinforce it a little bit. Now, what he does here, he uses the giants to tank and then the hogs to take down the defense, but he's been able to eliminate a giant bomb as well, which is perfect because if you can scout, part of the trick is, guys, being able to scout bases properly and fully and understand what you're looking at, where traps are going to be, where the threats are, and trying to eliminate as many threats as you can. Example, I think by the mortar on the right, there's a threat which is a big spot basically. So I don't know if he's going to drop the hogs to try and dodge that, but you can see by the arch tower as well, there's big gaps, could be giant bombs there. So the kill squad's going in now, and he's got to hope that something is going to be able to trigger a giant bomb. Giant bomb already triggered there. Look, that was great. So we've got 2 giant bombs gone on the map. Looking at where another one could be, but okay, there wasn't one where I thought by that far right mortar. Heal spells are down, and the hogs are able to just start moving around the base and start clearing the defences. Hogs have split, but that's fine. He's kept the hogs under heal. He kept the upper group under heal because he knew that the hogs up there needed to take down those defences to help with time and everything. And once they're gone, you can see he's got king and queen left inside the core, and this is why this attack can be so powerful, because if you can get it right, if you can sort of dodge the giant bombs and path your hogs so that they either dodge them or don't need to kill them, or well, I'm just trying to look at the bottom. Yeah, there's another giant bomb down the bottom side. Okay, so it looks like the giant bombs are sort of next to each other at the top and the bottom of the map. Again, very easy to trigger on this base. So I suppose this is a pretty easy. I've shown two really easy hog raids, to be fair, because if the giant bombs are triggerable right from the start, with the kill squad and with the a couple of hogs for the CC lore, then you've basically stopped half the battle. And if you can see how many hogs he's got left. Now, you guys, I'm sort of in day-to-day, you know, clans, doing your clan wars and that sort of thing, you're going to come across these sorts of bases more often than I am, because we're in high-end war clan. We carry a lot of weight with us in terms of high channel 9s, so the people we fight against are generally quite high level. These bases come around now and again, and you get the clans that can't 3-star, like the one we were versus in this match. So you will find the bad base designs, and the idea is to pick up the weaknesses and exploit them. So the penultimate raid I'm going to show is by Zim, and this is Shattered Lavaloon at its finest, really. So what's the approach here? You need to try and... Now, the idea with Shattered really is to take down one, preferably two air defences to sort of warrant the need for both golems. Okay, so you've got two golems. He's using wizards to create a funnel to get the troops in. King and queen down. Now, ideally you want the king to follow the golems in but sit behind them. You don't want the king targeted off the initial. Now unfortunately it looks like they're starting to target the king there, but he used the ability, used the lightning spell, and one air defense is gone. Queen's just killed the second air defense. That's made his life very easy now. Once you've got the kill squad done and you've been able to take down a couple of air defenses, if you can take an expo down, even better. But if you can take two air defenses down, the queen and the CC, the raid has just got a hell of a lot easier. So this is one of the primary 3-star strategies out there. Shattered Lavaloon. It's once you've got it down and you've realised you get the timing of dropping those hounds. I mean, it's the safe way to do it is to have the amount of hounds for ADs left +1. So that put into this example, there was 2 air defenses left by the time the hounds had by the time the kill squad had finished. So he took 3 with him, and you can see that I think all hounds have all hounds popped. Can't tell. I think they have though. And there's enough pups there to clean up. There's enough loons left because the hounds tank the whole way through. Once you can get it down so that the hounds do all the tanking and pop, and the loons you get the loons onto defences quickly and into the air defences quickly, then you've got the strategy down. So feel free to re-watch through the raids that I'm showing in this video to get an idea of how the troops were placed, and give you a bit of a deeper understanding of it. But the idea being that the hounds target as many of the external and internal defences during their path to the air defence, and that the loons you try to get the loons so they take 0 damage. Use your rage spells to push them onto the air defences. Now the final video I'm going to show in this episode of How to 3-Star is by Bababear, and it's versus a Town Hall 10. It's a weak Town Hall 10, but it's a Town Hall 10 nonetheless. So it's Town Hall 8 level air defense, and it's a Shattered Lavaloon again. So look, what's his objective here? Really, he's probably going to take down 1 air defense and the Inferno and a wizard tower, a couple of arch towers, that sort of thing. So the first is the same as always, really. You unless it's a really easy CC pull, but I think he preferred to go with the cold plain hard rush approach. King and queen going in, and he's basically just brute forcing his way through the base. Jump spells down to allow them into the core, or at least in towards the Inferno tower. Now, because he's been able to bring a freeze spell and still maintain 3 rage spells, the need to take 2 air defenses down is less, because the freeze spell does sort of counter that. Now, nice sort of patience on the ability there, and as soon as the queen was in place, he's been able to get the Inferno and the Expo. And you can see now sort of the loon drop in here. You've got 2 hounds in quite early, 3rd hound in quite early as well, and the loons are just targeting each of those defences that are exposed and then being raged into the base to just speed them up and get them towards those air defences, because he wants them to get towards the air defences. Unfortunately, his freeze is only level 2. If it was level 3 or 4, well, if it was level 5, barely anything would have been touched by that, and the Inferno would have been down. But we nickname him Baby Freeze because he isn't Town Hall 9.5. He hasn't quite got the max freeze yet. That last air defense is about to go down, and the back end loons, you can see, have sort of saved the day at the top side as well. Now, when you're using Shattered Lavaloon, always try and save some loons for the back end to try and help take down those extra last few buildings. There's always going to be a couple. So really, what's best to do, okay, so when you're devising your Shattered Lavaloon, there's 2 parts to it. The shatter part, where you decide how many troops you're taking in, how many wizards you're taking, which route you're going to go in, how you're going to get the queen, how you're going to get the CC, and how you're going to get the air defense, etc, etc, etc. Then the Lavaloon part, when you plan that, try and plan how many loons you're going to drop, where you're going to drop them, and how many you're going to leave for the back end, and what defences are going to go down, meaning what's going to be left for the final defences to go down, to determine how many loons you're going to need. So try and plan it fully through. Once you've done that, and this goes for every strat, so same with hogs, once you've planned the kill squad part, and then you've planned then you sort of plan the hog pathing and how they're going to path around. So that's the same with the loons. So you then finally, which is the bit I often skip, is plan your spell placement and how the spells are going to add value to the raid. So with the hogs, it keeps them alive. With the loons, it speeds it up and gets the loons to places quickly, kills defences quicker that have higher HP like Expos, but more importantly gets the loons there quicker. And you need to determine where the slow parts of the raid are going to be and where rage is going to be most effective. So it all comes down to planning, guys. As you can see, this war again, Town Hall 10 game not too great, but Town Hall 9 we absolutely tore up. And everything went down basically. So I hope you've enjoyed this new series of amalgamating and discussing the 3-star strategies. I'll try and go as in depth as I can. I'll try and keep it around 5 videos and keep the videos nice and meaty, full of good raids. And yeah, guys, I hope you start learning from this series, and by all means subscribe to my channel. Give the video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are. So I'll leave that bit up to you. Peace out, guys. See you on the next one.